once again guys, this is Sora. This is actually my second run at this tutorial. First one took like 12 minutes. I thought to myself, who wants to sit through 12 minutes worth of me talking? So, this is what I want to show you guys. This is the effect. Here's a video example. I'll explain why I think it's important. So this is from my most recent video. I'll show you guys one more time and just point out some things. Happens so fast, you know what, I don't expect many people to notice or appreciate it. Not that it's that great, but I personally, this was one of my favorite things in the video. Anyways, this Spartan here has a lot of motion. You get his legs. His legs are moving independently or separately from each other, and you don't get that sort of movement in Halo. It doesn't look quite so organic. And then you also have this Spartan who's moving across the screen. He has a bit of blur on him, some nice depth of field. If you were going to Twixtor this Spartan would be getting some horrible warp, unless you can choose your frames wisely. But this is a safe way to make sure you get no warp whatsoever, 100% warp proof. So keep that in mind. Yeah, as I said, nice motion. Boom. Add all your lens flares that I know you guys love so much. Right there. Andrew Kramer style, and you have a nice looking angle, super slow motion. I loved how this looked. I mean, one of the things, yeah, I don't usually look at a video I made and think, wow, I really like how that looks. That was one of the only things that I could look at and couldn't really find a flaw in. So what you're going to need is you're going to need a background layer, and you're going to need an angle. And you're going to need your angle without the Spartans or subjects. This could be used for anything, real life footage, COD, anything you want. And you're going to need your angle with the Spartans on it. So make sure it's a static, shot. You don't want to be moving the camera around, because then you can't get both the background and the Spartans. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to duplicate the layer for however many Spartans you're going to be masking out, or subjects you'll be masking out. Hit G for your pen tool. You're going to start to mask. So mask out the gun, and then you're going to, mask out the whole Spartan, and it's going to be on its own separate layer. So once your mask is done, it'll be on its own separate layer. Make sure it's set to add the mask, and there you'll have your first Spartan masked out. Then you'll mask the next one out, if you want to add motion to it, that is. If you don't, then I guess you could just leave it there. And then you have your background there. So what it should look like when you have both Spartans masked out is something like this. I have my white, I have my green. You can turn each one off. There you go. I pre-compose the layers, just because, I don't know why, just have it. I like to have it without the yellow mask. And there you go. So here is your puppet pin tool. This is what the tutorial is all about. It's right up here on your toolbar. You click it, you make sure you have your layer selected, and basically what it does is it creates points like this that you can manipulate, that you can move around, and that will move the other pixels on that layer selected, and it'll stretch them and it'll warp them in accordance to where the other points you place are. So I like to place them on limbs and pieces of the body that might be moving independently. So I like to cover the whole body. So I like to put one on the sniper, make sure I don't get some crazy warp on that sniper barrel, one on his ass, one on his knees, or maybe two, and especially one on the feet. So there you have it. There are all your points that I think you'll need. You can go as overboard as you want. I wouldn't recommend making too many points, because then you can complicate things. It automatically creates keyframes when you put your points on. So we'll go to about 5 seconds. Let's say that's how long this angle we want is going to be. And what we'll do next is we'll move the points. So how would the Spartan be moving in this situation? Most likely his body would be crouching upwards, his legs would be moving up. His legs would be moving up, he'd be crouching, maybe his head would be going down a bit, he'd be crouching down. I'm glad I put that there. I mean, like, as I said, you can get some bad warp. This isn't something that you just grab and you go, oh, herp a derp a derp. No, it looks like shit. You go, bam, like that. Small, subtle, supposed to be slow motion, nothing too drastic. So you have your points, you've keyframed it, here are your new ones, here is your starting position. Looks like he's kind of crouching down, getting ready to backsmack. You still have this layer selected, hit P for position, create a position point on the 5-second mark where you have your other ones, and one at the very start. Switch over to this, hold shift to snap to keyframes, keep that in mind guys. Also hit U while you're on that the layer selected, it'll bring up all the keyframes you have selected on that layer. So I've started to try and memorize hotkeys. Anyways, so we got our position, he'd be moving, you know, kind of backwards and downwards, like so, maybe not too much, and so let this render out real quick. Let's see how that looks. There would probably be more movement in his knees. He'd be crouching down a bit more, maybe make this happen a bit faster, but you guys kind of get the idea. Looks decent, looks a lot better than you'd be getting with Twixtor, I find. Looks more organic, as I said, I love that. Just looks all around better. This is something that you do. It's not you know, or like a what the fuck effect, but it's just something that will slightly... Distortion takes away from videos. It takes away from the integrity of a video. If you want it to look completely clean, then this is kind of a solution. And I absolutely love the results I had. So another cool thing about this is now you have your animations on separate layers. Oh, pardon me. I'm very sick. You have your animations on separate layers, and now you can layer things. You can add depth of field. We'll put Bacon in because he just flamed the balls off my last video, and you can actually have some really nice layering effects now. And you can, yeah, it looks really nice. So now you have the Spartan moving across the text. There you got, you know, a decent intro sequence. I'm sure you guys could think of much better uses than I have. This is just a pretty simple, quick example. I'm not going to animate the green one because you guys kind of get the gist of it. Takes some tweaking, takes a bit of time, takes some patience, but it's an alternative to Twixtor or to completely fucking your 30 FPS because that frame rate sucks and you won't be getting any slow motion out of that. So keep this in mind, don't count it out. Hope this was useful to some of you, and if not, then I apologize. I tried to be a bit more explanatory this time around. Yeah, tune in next time. Love you guys. See you later.